YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. So we treaded water last night. A couple bounces either way in either of the two games that we lost. Wow, could have been a clean sweep of the board, but we did go 500 last night, which I know is not what you guys are looking for. And trust me, I'm reading the comments too. Everyone's like, oh, you think you know more than everyone? No. I'm on here. I'm trying to make content out of it, giving you my picks, what I think. You know what I mean? Like the comments of, and this guy thinks he's an expert. What separates him from everyone else? My picks, I guess, my process, my thought process. No one's claiming to be an expert here. You can see we are above 500 this year. We, we're hovering right around 55%. We were 62% just 2 days ago, and we had a bad night 2 nights ago, and then we had a 500 night last night that could have been really, really great. But guys, I see the comments. Like, I don't understand the intensity and sort of like the toxicity in the comments. Like, okay, I picked, for example, Charlotte tonight, and you have the Magic. Now we're like mortal enemies. Yikes. Like, just keep it relaxing. I'm giving you my picks. I want it on record. I'm having fun doing this. You know, if you want to fade me, fade me. If you want to ride my picks, ride my picks. You know, it's like I'm not sitting here being like, oh, I should be 100% on my picks. I'm trying to make content out of this. We're having a blast. So let's jump right into tonight's slate. We got 10 games. We got action in about 6 of them, and I will say keep an eye on the updated pinned comment, because that'll give you sort of my final ticket if anything changes based on what I say here. And we do have some things that we're kind of leaning that I might pull the trigger on. So make sure to keep an eye on that pinned comment. It's going to keep you most up to date, because I'm recording this right now. It's 4:45 a.m. You know, I got to get these videos recorded and out when it fits my schedule. And there's a lot that can happen between 4:45 right now, 4:45, and, 7 p.m., 8 p.m., these game times, right? So just keep an eye on that pinned comment. That's all I ask, because that will be my sort of final ticket, or at least the best look at my final ticket if anything's changed based on what I say in this video. But we're starting it off with the Hornets at Magic. Hornets are 6-point favorites. That total is 217 points. Looks like there's going to be no Rozier and no Washington for Charlotte, but I'm still going to ride Charlotte here. I think they're just a way better team. They are coming off of a loss. And when I see anyone playing the Magic, any decent team playing the Magic, and it's only a 6-point spread, I think you'd be dumb to not pull the trigger on that. If this was even 2 points more, I'd probably be staying away from it. But right now I'm leaning pretty heavily towards Hornets -6, and I think that's going to find its way into the final ticket for me. That total, 217. My sheet says this could go 228 points, which usually that's sort of a difference in metrics that I say, hey, I'm pulling the trigger on the over here. But I just feel like that Orlando team's so inconsistent that I don't know if they can hold up their end of the bargain for a 228 sort of ball game, or even a 217 ball game. So my pick here is Hornets -6. Next up, we have the Heat versus the Nets. Brooklyn open up at 4.5-point favorites, 218 total. Now, I'm staying away from this game. I think the Heat and the Nets are both really good teams, both very different teams, and this game could go, flop either way. Who's going to control the game? Who's going to control the pace? That 4.5 points, I don't love too much, so I'm staying away. And that 218, like I said, the pace could be completely different based on which team grabs the reins, right? So, if anything, if you guys are looking for my lean, I'm probably leaning Brooklyn -4.5. I would love it if that somehow got down to like 4 or something like that. But I'm staying away from this game. My lean would be with Brooklyn, but I'm totally not touching this game tonight. Hawks versus the Pelicans. Hawks 6-point favorites. Total is 220. I'm taking the Hawks here. I think they're a better team. New Orleans has been so, I don't know if I would say inconsistent is the word, but they haven't been a trustworthy team with all of their injuries. And I think the Hawks, they've beat, Dallas. They've looked good at times. They've looked better than New Orleans. And I just think 6 points, again, it's similar to, and I'm not saying the Pelicans or Orlando, but it's similar to the Charlotte and Orlando game. I think that it's like, if you take the better team here, you're only giving up 6 points. If this was an 8.5-point spread or something like that, I would obviously reconsider. That's a big gap there. But to me, the Hawks are head and shoulders above the Pelicans here. They've played them well in the past, so I'm going to be riding Hawks -6 here. And I'm not going to touch this, but just FYI, my sheet, 211 points based on my formulas for the total here. That's 9 points under what Vegas has here. I'm not touching it, but it looks like this is going to be a very slow basketball game, which makes me love the Hawks even more, a team that can really execute in the offensive end. Pacers, -1.5 versus Raptors. That total is 218.5. My sheet has at 217, so that's when, you know, there's no lights lighting up saying, hey, you got to take the under or the over here. I'm sticking away from that. But, you know, what I will say is that Pacers -1.5, and it's moved. I saw that open up at 1. I think it's Pacers all day for me. I think that that's easily going to find its way onto the ticket. Toronto's defense is good, but the Pacers score so many points that even if Toronto plays good defense, I still think the Pacers are looking at, you know, 115 plus type of points, and I don't know if the Raptors can do that on their end. So I'm riding Pacers here -1.5, and I might get that in early because it looks like, you know, if it started at 1 and it's now 1.5, it could be moving in the other direction, and that's such a small spread right now that I might be jumping on that one pretty early. But again, keep updated with the pinned comment down below. Next up, we have the Wizards visiting Boston. Boston 4.5 point favorites, 226.5 is the total. My sheet has them at 228, so pretty close. A couple injury notes. Bryant and Hachimura are out for Washington. Horford and Langford are questionable. I think Horford's actually probable. You guys know I'm a big Celtics fan. I'm going to be riding the Celtics here, -4.5. I think that the Celtics, like this line, is based on the Celtics' first 2 losses, not their last 2 wins, if that makes any sense. Like, I think that this could easily be a 6.5 point game for the Celtics. So I'm going to be riding Celtics -4.5 all day long. And yeah, if you guys are Celtics fans, make sure you tune in tonight after the Celtics game. We're live here on the channel after every game, so make sure to tune in and come chat there. Next, we're looking at the Wolves visiting the Bucks. Bucks -7.5. 228 is the total. My gut reaction is to hammer the Bucks. This Minnesota team seems like they've been pretty inconsistent. They'll drop like 200 points one night and then 98 the next. Like, my gut says Bucks, but I don't know if I'm trusting my gut here. That 7.5 points seems like it could be a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks blow them out, but I think that this is one that I'm going to stay away from just because it seems almost like this could be a trap game, essentially. So if you're looking for my lean, I would lean Bucks 7.5 here, but it's not going to find its way onto my final ticket, at least as of right now. Lakers, Thunder, both teams on back-to-backs, a little weird, but Lakers -9, the total is 220.5, and I think I just said it. Both teams playing yesterday, playing tonight. You never really know what can happen here. That 9 points the Lakers are giving up, I get it. LeBron's going to be back. He's probably going to play tonight, but that 9 points on 2 teams playing back-to-backs, like, I don't know. Sign me off of that. I want to stay as far away from that as possible. And 220, I could totally see this being an over game, but again, when you're looking at 2 teams that just played, I don't think, and the Lakers played in overtime, like, I don't think that this is a smart game to play because anything can happen there, and when you can't trust your metrics and you can't trust your thought processes, like, I don't think that it's very smart to, you know, pick the one game on the board to play that has the most outliers and the most variables here, so big time stay away game for me. Grizzlies versus Blazers. Blazers 2-point favorites, 234 is the total. I like Portland here. I think that number is so small, 2 points. I know the Grizzlies are a very good team. They're towards the top of the league, if not at the top in offensive and defensive efficiency. I think that they're a very good team. This is probably the most rocky play I have tonight. But I think that, you know, Portland getting beat by, what'd they get beat by, like 30 points to the Clippers, and the Grizzlies are playing good basketball. I think I like Portland at home here to bounce back and play some good basketball. But like I said, I see the Grizzlies as a really good team in this league. I see them keeping it close, but luckily that spread is pretty close. So 2 points, I'm willing to give that up to the home team here. I think, like I said, that could be the most rocky one I have here, but I am relying on that sort of like emotional bounce back game. The Grizzlies seem like they might be the better team, and, you know, usually you would say, hey, the better team's getting points. I'm trusting Vegas here in the sense that 2 points, it's almost like they're asking people. They're pleading for people to take the Grizzlies. I'm taking Blazers here in a home spot in a bounce back game. Kings +8, Suns. So that 8 points is a decent amount. The over here is 226. Both of these teams lack in the defensive efficiency category, so you could see this, both teams scoring a lot of points here. I don't know if that's enough to pull the trigger. I think we've seen the Kings look pretty good, and I'd like to take the Suns here, but the Suns have looked a little rocky in my opinion, so I think that this is going to be a stay away from me, but I don't really even have a lean here. Like, this is a tough one, so let me know in the comments down below if you guys have any sort of a lean here, or if you're playing it. Next up, we have Cavs +8 versus the Clippers. That over under is 217. I am taking the over here. 100%. You guys know I've said that all year long. The Cavs are getting disrespected. I'm not saying that they can win games, but they're getting disrespected on the amount of points that they can score. The Clippers, you know what you're going to get. They scored 113, 114, 116. They're going to be right around that 115 mark. You're telling me the Cavs can't give you 105? You know? So I'm sticking away from the spread here. I don't love the 8-point number, but over 217. I'm going to get that one in pretty early because I have a feeling a lot of plays are going to come in on that over, and I want to get it in as low as possible. So, guys, that's going to wrap up my plays tonight. We don't have any player props. We don't have any parlays. Just kind of straight picks tonight. And make sure to keep an eye on that pinned comment in case we do throw any in there. Player props, I could definitely see us pulling the trigger on a couple. But as of right now, nothing to report on. But hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Again, to the comments. Guys, I'm playing all of the games I give you guys. You know, if I lose, you know, it's not just you losing. Like, I'm losing too. If I win, same exact thing. We're having fun here. We're doing this. I think the record speaks for itself that even after a couple bad nights, we can hang in there and be profitable at this. So hopefully you guys are still riding with me. If not, start fading me. Whatever. Go ahead. Start fading me. We can disagree. I'm fine with that. But I will catch you guys. Hopefully we make some money tonight. I will catch you guys in the next video. And yeah, happy betting. Let's go win some money.